All right, you got an artifact right here. Oh yeah.
Triple-digit heat pushed us to higher elevations and into different lands to explore. As we continue to explore the deserts and mountains of the Southwest, we like to keep an eye out for any evidence of prehistoric peoples that we come across that can be found on the ground surface. As mentioned, this trip would take us up an elevation above 8,000 feet into a new, to us, area. Looking at terrain logically, I like to explore around water sources such as springs or creeks and land features that would have been used for comfort and shelter or as staging areas for hunts or ambush spots. That's the template, and bearing that in mind, as well as knowing the lands have been continually hunted for thousands of years, I felt we would more than likely come across something. Hello, D-Rock here. Welcome to the channel. Join me as I head out into the mountains to discover what once was.
Buenos dias. So we are higher elevation. We're between 8,000 and 9,000 feet. It's just too darn hot. So the higher desert, say at 6,000 feet, it's still touching triple digit right now. So we had to come up in elevation. You can see we're in big forest. So trying to find artifacts in places like this are a little difficult. The ground, of course, is just, there's not a lot of, well, I should just say it's covered. So we're in a pine forest, lots of pine needles on the ground. It's just, it'll be difficult to find anything. So our plan is we're trying to look for different spots where the forest opens up into like meadows and things. And where we're at right now, just in these directions, there's two springs. So we're gonna walk this area towards the springs and kind of do a search, spread out, and you never know, we could possibly come across something. We'll give it hour or so wandering out here, and then we'll try different spots. But one thing is for certain is that this area would have been, and still is, it's been hunted for thousands of years. So there are artifacts out here. However, finding them is a bit more of a problem than where we generally search at a lower elevation. But our main problem right now, like I mentioned, is the excessive heat. So what is it, 70 something degrees right now? 75. Man, it is awesome. So it's not very sandy once you get in an area where there's less pine needles, and it's pretty rocky. So an artifact would more than likely still be on the surface, if it's not covered by the pine needles. Or I should just say it's a better chance that the artifact would be on the surface. But we've never searched this area before, so it's a whole new area. I'm not sure what material we'd come across. I'm sure the top two, chert and obsidian. So kind of look for solid black objects or, reddish or white. Easier said than done, of course. And we're just going to make our way in this direction towards the springs, because that's where animals would have gone. And of course, that's where people would have gone. All right, so we came across an area which is interesting. It's all this deadfall here, but we've got debitage. This is all flaking from chert. I'm surprised I guess I'm not surprised we came across this. The area is good hunting. We've come across lots of deer already this morning, just driving and cruising dirt roads. But so we got debitage or lithic material. This This is the residuals from tool processing. So someone was right in this area fashioning perhaps a projectile point. There's flaking everywhere. So that's encouraging at least. Oh, look at this, Jen. Look at all that. Someone even fashioned something right there. That might even be a broken artifact. That might be a broken artifact. Look at that. See?
Yeah, maybe. Huh?
That's probably a throwaway there, but you can see how it's been worked. So this is chert. So it's one of the two, either black obsidian or white chert. Oh yeah, there's lithic material everywhere now. Wow. I can totally see it, ground's covered. Some big, look at all of it. Look at these large flakes. Yeah. A lot of debitage. Maybe we're in a camp. So back over in this direction is where we came across the kind of concentration of debitage, and it seems to be just in that area. So what does that mean? I don't know, maybe someone camped there and worked on a tool. Maybe it was a staging point, because if we look out here, we're like right at the edge of a canyon. It drops down and then there's points here. So maybe someone was out here looking. I don't know, you can choose your variable really, but what it does signify is that people were here, there's artifacts out here, and it's encouraging. It's encouraging us to continue looking anyway, instead of picking up and moving. So that's the thing with a new area. It's just extremely time consuming to come out and search, and most of the time it's a crapshoot, nothing's certain. All right, so we've come into this pretty big wash, and Jen just found some debitage in here. And where my finger's pointing, that's where the water currently would run through, but this obviously was created from water. And earlier we were up on the edge where we found the lithics, so people were hanging at the top of this wash looking down in. Well, obviously they were down in the bottom too. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna move through the wash, search in the bottom, and then we're gonna come up and work our way back on the top. That's the plan. Yeah, the idea is that maybe people hung out on the edge or up top and were throwing things down rather than shooting up at things. So that's what we're thinking anyway. So we're gonna stay a little closer to the edge as we make our way down this. What? All right, you got an artifact right here. Oh yeah. All right, there is the tip. An artifact. It's that red material. Oh yeah, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so that's our first artifact of the day. So a lot of times this is what we find in regards to artifacts. So this is obviously not an intact artifact. It's fractured off right here. And where we're at the edge of this wash here. So maybe this was shot from up above and it came down and broke down here. Can't say for certain, but well, we didn't get skunked today. That's pretty cool. Just come across, Jen.
Core stone, I think.
Whoa, look at that. You can easily see maybe that's a tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at it. The whole thing's been shaped. Let's close up that real quick. So Jen just found this. Look how well this has been worked. It's got that concave. It's an interesting piece, Jen.
Yeah.
The whole thing's been worked. I wonder if this was shaped to be something, some type of tool. It's got a nice edge on it. That's really interesting. There's a spring water right in there. This is already late July, so if that's there, then it's reasonable to believe that this spring produced year-round. People would have always been here, so that gives us probability that there's probably a lot more in the area, artifact-wise. There may have been a little village in here. Oh, look at this. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Looking in there, and I can see the ceiling of this is black in there. I'm presuming this might have been a lot deeper, and this might have been shelter with people having lots of fires in there. I'm not going to get in there, but this goes back pretty far, and once in there, yeah, that might be a fire blackened ceiling in there. No telling what's underneath all this. Well, we keep finding more and more debitage, more of the white chert material, a little bit of the red material. No obsidian as of yet. And we're kind of keeping an eye on the weather up here. We don't need to get involved in a thunderstorm back here because we would most likely get stuck. The roads turn bad exceptionally quick when the weather comes. So here, it's got coarse stone material here. We're finding all of it from that red hill back. It's really interesting. A couple tools, multiple coarse stones, and I found that point, well, the tip earlier. So we got lots of stuff in abundance, seeing that people were here, and of course the small spring. So what we're going to do is we're going to cross back over and go up this ridge here and walk the top there. There's some rock outcroppings over here. We figure there may be something around those, possibly. So that's the idea. This is a drainage, all right. All right, we're gonna continue kind of probing and seeing if there's any new places to go walk, but even though we're about 8,500 feet, it's about 86 degrees, so it's warmed up pretty good. So that's gonna be a wrap for the day. We're gonna come back out and continue searching the areas and hopefully find more stuff. So as always, thank you very much for watching. Lots more content on the way. We'll see you next time. D-Rock out. Adios.